Check it out.
All right. Next, and we're going to keep rolling into the Pokemon news here.
Yes, because there's a lot of it.
There is, and this was from about 2 weeks ago, and I'm happy we finally get to touch it. Mm-hmm. Legendary Pictures got the rights to a live-action Pokemon movie, and if you don't know about this yet, don't freak out quite yet. Because when they announced, live-action Pokemon, I think a lot of people were like, oh my god, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do this? And I think a lot of it has to do with video game movies have tended to be terrible.
Yeah, it really is. I think people are basing everything off of previous movies that have been made.
Even though I saw Pixels, and Pixels it had a little bit of charm to it. I like Pixels.
It wasn't...
I'm sorry.
I went into it thinking this is going to be terrible. I didn't like the trailers. I didn't like what people said about it.
It wasn't bad.
I didn't get a good feeling from it. Like, I really want to see this.
Yeah.
But yeah, after seeing it, I was like, I walked away not completely disappointed in it.
So I think a lot of people were like, how can you possibly take these beloved animated characters and turn them into either realistic or, semi-CG, especially with live action? Because I would have been happier with like a CG Pokemon movie. Yeah. And we already have how many standard animated Pokemon movies. We've had the 20th Pokemon movie, by the way, is coming out soon in Japan, which is insane.
Yeah.
But they announced that Legendary Pictures got the rights.
Legendary Entertainment, by the way.
Got it.
You keep saying
Legendary Pictures Entertainment, whatever.
Yeah.
And they announced that their movie is going to be Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
And a big wave of relief came over me. Because if you know anything about Detective Pikachu, it's a game that came out in Japan.
Yep.
It was a game that focused heavily on real-world environments, real-world, there was... Obviously, there was cars and people and, interacting with Pokemon. But there was this amazing trailer for the game that had this live-action kid with a CG Pikachu solving mysteries, and it looked good.
It looked good, and it was well-received by people.
Yeah.
Now, it did not... The game itself has not come overseas, so we can't play it. We can't read it in English.
But it's totally going to come over now.
Yeah, exactly. So now that it's going to be more of a phenomenon, we're definitely going to have to see it here.
So I'll let you guys in on everything we know about Detective Pikachu. From what I understand at this point, it's coming out sometime in 2017. They're fast-tracking the movie. If you're familiar with Hollywood buzz phrases, fast-tracking means that it's not going to go through like the standard red tape that a lot of movies have to go through. So they really want to get this thing out as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. So we have Detective Pikachu. It's going to be live action. We have no idea who's going to be in it.
Yeah.
We don't know who's going to be directing it. But what we do know is that the internet really wants Danny DeVito to play Pikachu.
Gosh, they're still at it for that?
Oh, yeah. I want Danny DeVito or Benedict Cumberbatch. And Benedict Cumberbatch, I think, would be, like, the most cliche choice.
Yeah.
But Danny DeVito would fit. Because if you know anything about Detective Pikachu, I'm going to try to put, like, a little clip of it here, and hopefully YouTube doesn't, like, copyright claim it.
It'll do it. It'll guaranteed.
I'll put it, like, super tiny. Maybe I'll reverse it or something. Pikachu's facial expressions in this game, because I actually played this game on my Japanese 3DS, they look a lot like Danny DeVito.
He's just so angry. How can something so cute look extra cute when he's angry? It's amazing.
Danny DeVito looks cute and angry.
Well,
he's adorable.
I love Danny DeVito. I like Danny DeVito. I don't find him adorable.
He's so cute.
I definitely find him entertaining and interesting. I find Pikachu entertaining and interesting, but I also find him cute. I think it's the idea is funny. And I think that's why people are getting a huge kick out of just the very concept of it.
Yep.
Sure. I would totally watch that.
Yeah.
But I think they'll find someone, no matter what, very fitting for it. Usually when I find that people root for a specific actor to fill a role, Hollywood usually does not give in. It's from what I've seen. We saw that with like the Star Wars movie with the new Han Solo one coming out. People are rooting for this one actor, a lesser known actor, and it was filled with a slightly more well-known actor, so
who knows?
Yeah,
I think Danny DeVito would be a good choice, but either way, we don't know a lot about this at all.
Yeah.
We don't know how they're going to be handling the movie. We don't know like exact release dates, actors, directors, anything. Either way, I'm excited. I think I'm most excited because this is probably going to end up this is probably going to come out like late 2017.
Yeah.
My daughter's going to be like 5, close to 5
She's
then.
She's going to be able to appreciate it so much more.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to take her. Yeah. So I want your opinion on this. What is your thoughts on live action Pokemon? So not necessarily just in the form of Detective Pikachu, because if this does well, which it's probably going to do well, they're going to make more, because it did say in the press release that this is the first one they're doing.
Yeah.
Which opens the door to what other ones are they doing.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking there's going to be more. Are you comfortable with the direction that they're moving with this? And what would be your biggest fear? And what would be your like biggest hope for live action Pokemon?
I came into this kind of indifferent, thinking, well, I know that a lot of people are very against the live action Pokemon, and other people are like, yeah, I'd give it a chance.
Yeah.
I fell somewhere in the middle. When I heard that it was Detective Pikachu, immediately I was like, that'll work.
Yeah.
That works, because automatically when we saw that trailer, we're like, this looks like an amazing game. The very concept of that type of Pikachu, that type of, I don't know, art form within a real world is fascinating to me. And I think that that's going to translate very well to film. I think so. What was the second part of the question?
What your biggest hope is for the franchise?
My biggest hope for the franchise? That I don't know if this isn't going to be very specific with the direction of the story or the characters. I hope they learn from past movie mistakes, fix them for this movie, and really think hard about it. Think hard about and give in a little bit more to what people are demanding, because obviously your audiences are giving major pieces of feedback right now. Give into that now, see how it's received, and learn from that feedback, and keep making every movie from there on out better and better. Because right now Hollywood either does that or it completely fails.
I want to make sure. My biggest fear is how far could they possibly go with Detective Pikachu, making Pikachu a realistic looking character in this universe. Are they going to go Roger Rabbit with it? Are they going to make it a obvious animated character in a real life world? Or are they going to go the route like, well, he's a mouse Pokemon. He's got fur. Let's make him super fluffy. Like, obviously, you can't screw with Pikachu too much.
Yeah.
If you look at the Pokemon Go ads that came out, there was this shot of Pikachu that was like hiding behind a dumpster. And it was a different render of Pikachu than I've ever seen before. And he was fluffier, and he looked like more realistic. And I think that's as far as I would be comfortable with this going.
Definitely.
I'm just curious to see how far they're going to go with it.
I think they need to keep that cartoonesque type of feel to it in order to maintain the whole idea and the true charm of Pokemon. To go beyond that and to make him look overly realistic would take that away. And I think that they would lose a huge portion of the fan base by doing that. So yeah, definitely.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Either way, expect to hear a lot more Detective Pikachu live action movie news soon.
It's coming up faster than you think, so definitely expect
We're already
a lot
halfway
more news.
through 2016.
I know. I was just thinking
crazy.
that. So I think we're going to get a lot more news sooner than people think.
So cool.